Welcome to another movie review, the Help or Hinder YouTube channel. I'm Miles Shockley, giving you the faith-based perspective on Netflix movies this year for 2021. I'm going to let you know, is this going to help your walk or hinder your walk? Is this going to power your faith, or is this going to kind of combust or deflate your faith? And the problem that I have with all these streaming sites is they do their best to let you know what kind of things are in the films, but you still don't know if something is going to be detrimental spiritually. And I think all of us have varying differences of spiritual tolerance and things that rub us the wrong way from a spiritual standpoint. Some people may feel convicted from the Holy Spirit about not watching certain violent films, and then some people may feel no conviction and they have an absolute amazing relationship with Jesus and they like watching horror films and they just have not felt convicted about it yet. And that's their walk. That's where they are in life. With me, I feel convictions about just grotesque things in films, very sexually explicit scenes, uh, overdone foul language, and also horror films. So, unfortunately, I won't be reviewing a lot of horror films. If there's some horror themes and it's more of like a thriller, that's one thing. But straight horror, where you're tapping into just demonic subject matter, I'm not going to review on this YouTube channel. That is for another Christian YouTuber who doesn't feel that conviction by the Holy Spirit. So there are some Christian directors who have tackled that subject matter, who have a very high tolerance for that and feel called and led to tell those kind of stories with those spiritually centered films, or those darker spiritually centered films. But that is not me. So so let's get started here on the next movie review, which was Darkest Hour, starring Gary Oldman. There was a lot of hype around this film. It's obviously got Gary Oldman in it, so people are naturally excited. And he's playing Winston Churchill. So you combine those two, you expect to watch an amazing film. And I have to say, this man was Winston Churchill. There, like Gary, once you got about maybe through the first 15 or 20 minutes, you're like, you're not seeing Gary anymore. You're seeing Winston. And you just felt that it was Winston Churchill and you were watching him in some kind of documentary. His performance was absolutely amazing, transformative. It wouldn't surprise me if he got nominated for Golden Globes and Oscars for his performance in that film, and he may have been already. But he was outstanding. And the speech that he gives towards in the third act, towards the end of the film, actually, I had a weird position on it. It is amazing, soul-stirring speech that he gives. But it comes at so close to the end of the film that once you cut away from it and you figure out we're in the last 2 to 3 minutes and they're trying to kind of tie up all the loose ends, it makes you very frustrated. And I think it's damaging to a story structure when the climax comes too close to the actual end of the film. So they should have pulled it back and maybe had it occur midway through the third act, or even closer to the beginning of the third act. And we really got to see some of the rallying of the country behind Winston, and kind of see his approval rating start to turn around. Because many Americans, I would say most of us aren't aware of the social political climate of the United Kingdom at that time, or even really who Winston Churchill was. I mean, some of us know he was the prime minister. Most of us know him as this great orator who had these amazing quotes and who was a leader of the United Kingdom during World War II. But most of us don't understand what he did, what his impact was, what people were thinking at that time in that country. So I thought it was fascinating from that standpoint. But I would have loved to see more of the him going to the people, because I think that's when you really start to like him, is when he starts going to the people for what he should do. He turns to normal folks riding the train and just walking around for their perspective of what their approach should be to handling such a daunting task of fighting against a Nazi Germany army. So it was definitely an inspirational film. I think it will definitely help your walk in terms of if you need to be encouraged in your leadership, if you need to take some bold steps that you're feeling scared about, understand that God created you. And if this situation that or this topic or subject matter or um or situation that's been put on your heart, it's been put on your heart for a reason, because God's like, I allowed this to get on your heart for a reason. I want you to do something about it. I know it scares you, and I know you think it's bigger than you, but I've prepared you to do this. A fascinating writer, entrepreneur. I read his book called Start from Zero, and he talks about telling yourself that encourage yourself, because what happens is when we start these daunting tasks, we immediately start to tell ourselves why we're not qualified, so we disqualify ourselves. But instead of paying attention to those voices, say, you know what, there's another option that I can believe. The other option of the other train of thought is that I've been prepared for this. I know that this is daunting, but I've been prepared. God has prepared me. Life has prepared me. Whatever I've been through has prepared me to handle this situation. So you're going to say to yourself, there's two cars that have shown up to pick me up. So I got two Ubers. Okay. So let's say you're getting ready to do something really, really daunting to you. Let's say it's start a business. Let's say it's, to jump ship and move to another state. Or let's say it's to, go before your boss and ask for a promotion, or whatever it is that's just seems really daunting to yourself. Understand there's two Ubers. There's one Uber that says, hey, this isn't going to work out. You're not Jeff Bezos. You're not Elon Musk. This is way over your head. That's one Uber you can get into, and it's a choice. Then there's the second Uber. The second Uber is, you can do this. You were prepared for this. You were the perfect person to handle this situation. And that's the car you can choose to get into. You can choose to get into that other Uber. That other Uber is there. The one that's trashy, the one that's telling you to stop and quit. That's there. But you're going to get in the other one instead. And that's what this movie does. So although I had some qualms about its structure and plot, and the fact that it felt rather small instead of it feeling a lot bigger for a World War II movie, I thought Gary Oldman's performance was great. I thought the thematic elements of standing up or how to face the darkest hour situations of our lives. This is how we do it, right? We don't do it alone. We do it with a team. We do it with wise counsel. We do it together. So God bless you guys. Stay tuned for the next movie review on the Helper Hinder the Helper Hinder YouTube channel on Miles Shockley. God bless you guys.